Hi, I am Siti Julana binti Jaafar, your weather presenter. I will cover your local weather in Langkawi, Kedah. For daily temperature data, which is diurnal data on 7 April 2022 Thursday. Temperature is a degree of hottest or coldest of the atmosphere on some chosen scale. It is commonly measured in Celsius or Fahrenheit. So on 7 April, the highest temperature recorded was 33 degrees Celsius at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., while the lowest temperature recorded was 24.9 degrees Celsius at 8 a.m. The following is a line graph of temperature data for 2 weeks from 7 April 2022 to 20 April 2022. The highest temperature in these 2 weeks was 35 degrees Celsius on 10 April, and the lowest temperature recorded was 24 degrees Celsius on 11 April. Now, let's look at wind speed, wind direction, and pressure in 2 weeks. The highest wind speed was 20 km per hour on 15 April 2022 with a wind direction of 300 degrees west-northwest and a pressure of 1009 millibars. The following image is an attachment of a now-school image showing the wind direction on 15 April 2022. The wind direction shown here is the wind from the west-northwest direction. Meanwhile, the lowest wind speed is 4 km per hour with a wind direction of 103 degrees east and a pressure of 1009 millibars on 19 April 2022. The following image is an attachment of a now-school image showing the wind direction on 19 April 2022. The wind direction shown here is the wind from the east direction. That's all from me. Next, I will pass it to the next presenter.
Thank you, Juliana, for the news. Before I begin discussing about the cloud cover, precipitation and humidity data at Pulau Langkawi, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Langkawi Island from the Department of Geography, University of Malaya. Now, we will look at the data of cloud cover at Pulau Langkawi. As you can see in this video, overall, the cloud cover on Pulau Langkawi are less cloudy. Following the video, you can see only the northern part of Langkawi, which is the Padang Maksiran and Bohong part, has less cloud cover compared to the southern part of Pulau Langkawi. Based on the Zoom image information, this cloud cover was captured at 2 times, which are 1:30 p.m. and 10:20 a.m. These are the two different images of cloud cover on Pulau Langkawi. First picture was captured at 10:20 a.m. and we can see a wetter cloud. So from that picture, we can say that it relates to why the temperature is lowest in the early morning on 7 April. Okay, let's move on to the average precipitation at the Pulau Langkawi within 2 weeks, which is from 7 April to 20 April. Before I continue, let me give some information about precipitation. Precipitation is any liquid of frozen water that form in the atmosphere and fall back to the earth. It comes in many forms, like rain, sleet, and snow. Based on the chart, the highest average precipitation in unit millimeters was recorded on 20 April, which is almost 4.7 millimeter, while the lowest average was recorded at 10, 16, and 17 April, which was 0 millimeter. On this day, we can say that there was not too much rain at the Pulau Langkawi. The next part is the relative humidity and dew point. The daily data, the highest and lowest dew point were recorded at 50 April, which was 26.1 degrees Celsius, and the lowest at 7 April, which was 24.4 degrees Celsius. On the chart schema, you can also see the highest and lowest percentage of the relative humidity for daily data. So, the highest percentage of relative humidity was recorded at 19 April, which was almost 87.3%, while the lowest was at 9 April, which was 78.2%. That's all from me. I will pass it to
Thank you, Koyun, for the information. I Azam, the last presenter. Now let's take a look data significant weather. Significant recent weather observed in the periods in the last routine observation will be reported by using the code letters for weather. For example, letter RA stands for rain and so on. On 30 April 2022, there was significant weather at 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. And 1 and 5 p.m. the significant weather was thunderstorm and rain, which is code letter is TS and RA. And then at 3 and 4 p.m. was thunderstorm, and at 6 p.m. the significant weather was rainy. It is also related to the El Nino southern oscillation, and so as you can see, weak La Nina conditions are present and continue with a probability of 53% until August 2022. Weather conditions in the peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak are expected to be humid throughout the forecast period. Throughout February 2022, sea surface temperature SST below average are increase across the central and east central Pacific Oceans, with negative analysis projecting from the center to the east of the equatorial Pacific Ocean. In particular, the weekly Nino negative 3.4 index decreased from negative 0.6 Celsius in early February to negative 1.1 Celsius last week, while sea surface temperature SST in the Nino region, the others are between negative 0.6 Celsius and negative 1.3 Celsius. So, this indirectly shows that ENSO is one of the catalysts that cause significant weather changes in Langkawi Island, where receiving weather changes as told by the last presenter.